Good morning and welcome to our Amud Yomi Shiur. We are happy to start the Amud Yomi again. Today is Thursday, end of the week, and we are in Kiddushin. Daf, which daf are we on? Are we in Daf Lamed Daled? No, we're in Daf Lamed Hey. Already Daf Lamed Hey. Daf Lamed Hey Amud Aleph. Before we continue, we have to make a very important, I rewrote, I think, in a better way, Baruch Hashem, the chart from yesterday. I will share it with our viewers online. Okay. So we know, but we have to know, how do we know? We know that mitzvah shazman goma, commonly translated as time-related mitzvahs, women are exempt from mitzvah shazman goma. How do we know that? So the source for that is from tefillin. Tefillin is the source that tells me that because just like women are potter from tefillin, how do you know women are potter from tefillin? Because it's written right next to Torah, and then because of that, since women don't have to learn Torah, because it says Bonecho, only boys have to learn Torah, and girls don't have to learn Torah, generally speaking. Therefore, the tefillin represent in the form of binyan av the entire Torah. Just like tefillin, women are exempt, so too the whole of the Torah. We saw other mitzvahs such as re'iyah. Re'iyah, it says, kol zchurecha. Tefillin, re'iyah, these mitzvahs, one, a woman does not have to, the Torah says outright, a woman doesn't have to participate in those mitzvahs, so she's exempt, and we'll learn it from there. Everything written in red means that we'll learn from there to the whole Torah. Exception to the rule, when women sometimes are obligated to do what? To be Mikayim, Simchas Chag, Hakel. Yes, Hakel is when they come to listen to the Melech reading Dvorim on the 8th year, Sukkot, and Matzah, women have to eat Matzah. Why don't we learn from them? Why do we say that the obligation is the exception to the rule? Whatever is in blue is an exception to the rule. Why? You know why? Says the Gemara, because these are Shnei Ksuvim Avoim Ke'echad. Simcha, says Abaye, is not a mitzvah on the woman, it's a mitzvah on the man to make her happy. Mashenk and Hakel Matzah are regular mitzvahs. However, the woman is mechuyev to come to the Beis Hamikdash regardless of her husband. A woman has to eat matzah even if she's not married at all. However, because the two parshias repeated each other, in those two places it says women have to, and again women have to. The Torah says the same thing twice. That is to say that it's not coming to represent the entire group of mitzvahs similar to that. On the contrary, only these two and nobody else. Otherwise, the Torah wouldn't have repeated. Now, let's look at the other group, group number 4, the one obligated. These are mitzvahs shaloi hazman goma. Mitzvahs shaloi hazman goma, mitzvahs that apply all the time. Moira, a woman, says Mufurish in the Torah, a woman, as long as she's not married, she has to respect her parents as much as a man. Before marriage, after marriage. What's the chiddush? Well, because while she's married, she is less obligated because she has her husband and a family as first priority. Now obligated to be mekayim a mitzvah of moira and kibud all the time. She's obligated, and that teaches us regarding kol Torah kula. Exception to that rule is what? Is some mitzvahs she loy hazman gromo. I'm tilting my head so people can see me in the screen. Are Torah and Pir V'Rivya. Women don't have to learn Torah, even though Torah is all the time. Pir V'Rivya is not time-related, time-limited, and women are, according to most opinions, women are not mechuyev to have children. It's the husband's chiyuv, and Pidyon Aben is also not time-related. Women are exempt. Now, why don't you learn from there? So teach me from there. Why wouldn't Torah, Pir V'Rivya, why is that group an exception to the rule? You know why? Again, Shnei Ksuvim Avoim Ke'echad. Either Torah Pir V'Rivya or Torah and Pidyon Aben, according to the other opinion of Obechon ben Broika. Torah and Pir V'Rivya, the Torah repeated the same thing twice in order to tell me, listen, I'm telling you this once, and it doesn't represent the entire group. How do you know? Because I have to repeat myself, right? Remember, Ramashal, I have blue plates and white plates in the store, and I want to buy big amounts. Yeah, and people realize I'm looking for samples. If I say a white plate, well, it means white plate and the other 1,000 plates. But if I say I want this white plate and that white plate, pointing only these two, then I'm not sure. No, maybe you're coming to tell me only these two, not the other 998, right? And that's exactly what we're saying over here. So far we're good. So far we're good. Mitzvah shazman groma remains. These are not Shnei Ksuvim Boim Kechad because we needed each one for its own reason. I'm not repeating why. Tefillin represent all the mitzvahs she Hazman Groma, just like you potter from Tefillin, potter from everything. And Moira represents the other group of mitzvahs obligated. Women have to be Mekai mitzvahs, Shaloi Hazman Groma. Mitzvahs that are constant mitzvahs, for lack of a better word, mitzvahs that are continuous and constant, not time related, just like Moira, women have to keep. And this is an exception to the rule. It's very easy. The truth is we have one rule that keeps following us. Shnei ksuvim avoim keechad. Two ksuvim, two mitzvahs, or two scriptures, two ksuvim that are telling me the same message again and again means just this and not all the rest. They're the exception. That's why I closed them in brackets to show they're like closed in their own little cuckoo place, yeah, in their own little place, in their own case. Very nice. Baruch Hashem. Now we can continue from now on. Beautiful and easy. Basil. The Zisa Toire, the Gemara is telling us as follows. Asks the Gemara, Hanicha, okay, where are we on the page? In the word Hanicha. Hanicha is in, if you count from the top of the page, line starts with the word Tischayev. It's way more than 10 lines from the top of the page, even more. Hanicha, yeah. The line starts with the word Tischayev, and we're about, I think, 12, 13 lines from the top. I'm not counting. Yeah. Frag the Gemara. Hanicha leman de Omar. The Gemara is now asking a question. Hanicha leman de Omar, Shnei ksuvim voim keechad ein melamdin, it's all good. According to the opinion that says, the rule that we keep saying time and again, the two ksuvim, in which the Torah repeats the same dogma again and again, thank you. They don't teach me regarding anything else. Very good. That's why the exceptions to the rule here remain exceptions. You see, ksuvim kechad, hakel and matzah, ksuvim kechad. However, that's not the only game in town. There isn't an opinion that says that shnei ksuvim voim kechad, they do teach you. Why? Some people hold, and I saw actually in a sefer called Chavrusa, it's an Achron who lives today, he explains why is it that there is an opinion who argues on everything we just said up until now. Even if the Torah repeats the same thing twice, we can still learn from here to the entire Torah. Why? Because sometimes the Torah does say extra things. It's hard for us to stomach that. We didn't grow up like that. But we see many times, Dibra Torah Shon B'nei Odom. We saw recently, we saw it in Bava Metzia, Daf Lamed Aleph, right? We saw it in other places. Or we saw not so long ago, Kal V'chomer. Sometimes we say, Mil Seda'aseh Kal V'chomer, Torach V'kosav L'kro. The Pasuk sometimes would speak out ideas that I could have figured out from Kal V'chomer. Yeah, we saw it at the beginning of the parak. Yeah, there. So that's the same idea over here. Although the Torah could have told me once, yeah, and I would have figured out that I want all the white plates, it's telling me again the same concept again, and I would still, yes, learn from this concept. Oh. Did you realize what just happened now? Our world is shattered. Oi. Why? Because now, you know what happened now? I'll tell you what happened. This is what happened. Whoop. No shniksum ben kechad. According to him, the fact that those psukim, the concept repeats itself, doesn't make any difference. You can learn from those, just like you can learn from those. Competition is now restarting. Who told you to learn from tefillin or from re'iyah that they don't have to? Maybe you can learn from hakel and matzah that they do have to, because we don't care that they shniksum b'em kechod. This opinion says I don't care. For me, it's all the same. And also over here, why did you prefer to learn from Moira? Maybe you can learn from Talmud Torah, Rivya, Pidin Ben. Look, so many of them. Maybe you can learn that women are exempt from all mitzvahs. Actually, the other way around. Maybe constant mitzvahs they don't have to do. They only have to do sit in the sukkah and hear the shofar. Everything is now back to square one in half a second. Answers the Gemara. The Gemara is now giving us a strong one. Omarove answers Rove papunoi yadilo l'taimedo milsa. I know that the people, or soon we're going to see, it's actually one person who live in the town of Papuna. They/he. I know somebody around there. He knows the reason. I've heard, like you know, in the world of yeshivas, they say in Brisk they say that. Yeah, in Ponevezh they say that. In Papuna, I've heard there they know the reason for that. Umanu, okay. Will you share the information? who is actually the person in Papuna who knows the info. Rav Acha Bar Yaakov. Rashi says something interesting. Rav Acha Bar Yaakov was known to be the Papuna person. Papuna was the town where there was a yeshiva, I think, sounds like, yeah. And it says, there's a famous line of the Gemara in Basra Daf Tezayin. It says, Soton upnina niskavnu l'shem shamayim. Rashi brings it down that Soton, the Soton and Pnina, the co-wife, the co-wife, the tzara of Chana, she really meant well. She was horrible to Chana. She wanted Chana to daven better, but she was still punished. With good intentions, when you behave nastily, Hashem will punish you even though you mean well. And Satan is really a nice guy. Without the Yetzer Hara, don't look at me like that. Without the Yetzer Hara, he wouldn't get any schar. We're going crazy with the Yetzer Hara. He's horrible, but really he means well. He's really a nice guy. Because why? Because of the challenges it gives you, you get Olam Haba. Otherwise, where would we be? Yeah. So he said, Satan and Pnina, nice group, yeah, nice pair. They really mean L'Shem Shamayim. So it says that after he finished the drasha, the Satan came and he was so grateful that somebody's looking into him positively, finally, that he kissed him on his feet. Can you imagine the low self-esteem of the Satan, the Yetzer Hara? Everyone talks against him all the time, yeah? So finally, somebody gives him some recognition. The Satan, he also needs some love. So he kissed Rav Acha Bar Yaakov on his feet, and he was so happy. Thank you for realizing that I'm not such a bad guy. Yeah, whatever that means, I'm sure it's very, very deep. And we saw them shot in the Marashah. I know. You want to have Marash Kofa? I don't know, but what? Calls him Ra. Right, I remember that. Very good. He calls him up, but he thinks he's good. Whatever. There's a lot of Ashkofa that we can talk here. And Chinami. In any event, so now Rav Acha Bar Yaakov, he knows the answer for what? He knows why women are potter from mitzvah seser shazman groma. Listen to this. Omar Ko. It says in the pasuk, "V'hoylech el oisal yodcho u'lezakor bein einecha." Right. This is obviously the pasuk of Tefillin. Right. Very good. And actually, we see this in this week's parsha. Right. And lamanti etoros Hashem beficha. Oh. Tefillin are compared to wear tefillin, so you should have the entire Torah in your mouth. The entire Torah is compared to tefillin. Mat tefillin yotzesa shazman goma v'noshim pturos. Just like tefillin, mitzvah shazman goma, and women are potter exempt from tefillin because they're like Torah. As kol mitzvah shazman goma noshim pturos. Wow. In other words, all mitzvah seser shazman goma, women are also potter. Let me explain something. Let me explain the answer. And I'm going to tell you a big yesod in Gemara, which Rashi is sharing with us. What did we do here? We said, listen, tefillin is the one. Tefillin is the one. Everything we learn from tefillin. As we said before. What did we gain now we didn't know before? We gained as follows. Up until now, what did we think? Up until now, we used logic. The Torah is telling me a detail, women know in one mitzvah or two mitzvahs, and we have to figure out with our own seichel. That's called binyan av or bameh matzinu. It's logic. If the guy comes to the shop of Tim McKenzie and says, I want a white plate, and he knows as a retailer, he means all the white plates. You don't have to be Albert Einstein to know that. So up until now, we played a logical game. Which one is representing a group logically? Shall I learn from Tefillin, who's representing the exempt group, or from those that represent otherwise? Now we're saying Hekesh. Hekesh, listen to Rashi, is stronger than Binyan Av. Yeah, Hekesh is stronger than Binyan Av. Yeah, meaning, if the Torah, says Rashi, was Toreach, the Torah actually took the extra words to tell me that Tefillin represent the whole Torah. The Torah is telling me, I don't care about Shnei Ksuvim, Kosuv Echod. It's not your own little logic. Try and figure out on your own which mitzvah is representing the entire group. No, the Torah does the job for you. The Torah tells you, regardless of anything else, I just simply don't care about anything that's going on here. The Torah is telling me Tefillin represent the group. It's the difference between democracy and dictatorship. This is dictatorship. Hashem said Tefillin by Hekesh, not by Binyanav. Binyanav is my own logic. Hekesh is Hashem's logic. Hashem said, listen, Tefillin are like the whole Torah, meaning just like Tefillin, whatever happens to Tefillin would happen to the entire Torah, meaning just like Tefillin, women are potter, so too all other mitzvahs too that are Hazman Groma, women are potur. What about those? Obviously, it's an exception. Obviously, I don't care about Shnei Ksuim Kechad anymore. No, since the Torah told me specifically that they are obligated in Hakel, obligated in Matzah. The definition, it's an exception because the Torah told me the rule by telling me this is Hekesh. Hekesh is much stronger. It doesn't leave me room for doubt anymore. That is the idea of Hekesh, and that's tefillin compared to the whole Torah. Now, if you remember, now we're closing all the circles, all the loose ends. Remember the question yesterday? We started asking, how do you know that women bichlal, right? We also asked about here. We said, well, how do you know that mitzvah says shelo yazman groma, women are chayev? You learn from Moira? Maybe learn from here. And this is a good question. If you don't believe in what? In Shnei Ksurim Kechad En Melamdin, hey, maybe learn from Torah and Pidyon Aben, and this, maybe learn women are exempt from all mitzvahs that are kavua, that are constant. Answers the Gemara, so simple. If the Torah, Rashi says, took the care, Hashem was kilu toreach to speak out and tell me that mitzvah says shazman gom anoshim are exempt. What does that tell me? Michlal, that is to say, the mitzvah says shalazman gom anoshim chayavois. By clear, simple contrast, clearly mitzvah says shalazman gomer, they're obligated, right? If I tell you, this and that person, you don't know if he's an eved, shifcha, meh, I don't know, he's potter from this mitzvah. That is to say, he's chayv on all other mitzvahs. I'll give you an example. Many times people don't know the status of an eved knaini. Sometimes I teach people that don't know the knaini ivri. I tell them eved knaini is potter from mitzvah seseh shazman groma. They right away understand eved knaini is chayv in other mitzvahs, right? That's what the Gemara is telling me. I don't need any other source anymore. Since it's not my own logic, it's the Torah who's telling me black and white. Listen, Rabbi, tefillin they're potter. It's as if the Torah says outright tefillin in all other mitzvahs seseh shazman groma potter. Well, you don't have to be a goin, you don't have to be the Rogachover to understand that other mitzvahs, they're chayiv. The potter from this, meaning they are chayiv in that. It's that simple. So I don't care anymore about this entire business over here. So tefillin did the job with a special hekesh that only tefillin have to the entire Torah kula to tell me women are potter from all mitzvahs seseh shazman groma. And that, my friends, according to most opinions, the truth is, both opinions agree that tefillin is a source, right? That's the end of the day, right? Either tefillin is a source. Why? Because the other ones are Shnei Ksuim Boim Kechad Ein Melamdin. And if you think Shnei Ksuim Ken Melamdin, then you'd say that tefillin are a hekesh. Tefillin have an extra power. Tefillin have an extra strong battery called hekesh. The Torah is telling me tefillin is the same as everybody else. At the end of the day, tefillin represent the mitzvah that women are potter. It's very interesting that this is the mitzvah that some women always try to be mekayim. Well, this is the mitzvah which is epitomizes the fact that they're potter. Interesting, Either they believe in the Torah or they don't. I never understand these people, but that's besides the point. Look, if the Torah is true, so you don't put tefillin. If Torah is not true, you also don't put tefillin. Chas v'sholom. Some interesting insight. Maybe the Yetzer Hara is bothering them more. Satan upnina. No, I'm saying, hear what I'm saying. It's interesting. Maybe the Yetzer Hara is dafka bothering them with a mitzvah that they're super exempt from. Just my own little idea. I would continue now. Okay. Question? Clear question? To understand Rashi. Okay, weiter. Ad kan, it's all very nice, because up until now we assumed, and we assumed right, that tefillin is something which is not worn every day and not every hour of the day. Tefillin is Hazman Goma. Frekt the Gemara, asks the Gemara, Hani chalaman domer tefillin mitzvah seseh shazman goma. According to the opinion that believes mitzvah seseh the tefillin is mitzvah seseh shazman goma, very good. Then tefillin is the jewel in the crown, excuse the pun, the jewel in the crown of mitzvah seseh shazman grama, and they represent the whole group of Zman Grama. Oh, very nice, we can go home. No. There are opinions to choshu v'tanoim. Wow. In Eruvin, I saw it this morning just to make sure, at the beginning of the last parak of Eruvin, the Moitzet Tefillin, It says there, tefillin mitzvah shelo zman groma. There are opinions by the Tanoim who believe that people should wear tefillin day and night, weekday and Shabbos. Yeah, don't ask me why. There's a whole discussion over there. Mai kalamema, ois. There's another ois, right? Mai kalamema. What would they say? Big problem, right? In other words, tefillin is representing all mitzvahs shehazman groma. If tefillin is shehazman groma. If he said tefillin lo izman groma, you remain sourceless. Oivavoy. The head of the group is gone. Our fearless leader is gone. What will we do? Took off the tefillin. And says the Gemara, wait a second, let's analyze it, says the Gemara. Man shomas leidomo tefillin mitzvah shelo zman groma. Well, who is that man shomas lei? Who did you hear? Who do you know says that tefillin have to be worn all the time and they're not as man groma? Rabbi Meir. It's Rabbi Meir in Eruvin. Around Samachva, the end of Eruvin. The Savolo, Rabbi Meir thinks shnei ksuvim aboim keechad because shnei ksuvim aboim keechad en melamdin. Very good. Rabbi Meir would tell you, listen, I go back to square one. I think that hakel and matzah are shnei ksuvim aboim keechad, right? Okay. So you can't learn from them. What about tefillin? You can't learn from tefillin. Look at the new star. Bam, bam, bam. Re'iyah, says Rashi. According to Rabbi Meir, Re'iyah. And Echanami, tefillin switch sides. According to Rabbi Meir, tefillin switch sides to this camp, right? But they belong to already a camp of Shnei Ksuvim B'Hem Ke'echad. And Shloisha B'Hem Ke'echad is even worse, as we're going to see. So who stayed to take over instead of the leader? The COO, the vice president, yeah? In other words, Re'iyah is clearly men only. You can't play around with Re'iyah, Rabbi. Why? Re'iyah is only 3 times a year. It's kind of clear in the Torah. Re'iyah is men only because it says Zchurcha Sholosh Pa'amim B'Shana. You can't go wrong with Re'iyah. Re'iyah is very, very hard line, clear, yekish kind of mitzvah. It's only time related, only men, and leave it at that. Yeah, and therefore Re'iyah became the new star. According to Rabbi Meir, Re'iyah would represent all other mitzvahs shehazman groma to pater women. What about tefillin? Tefillin, according to Rabbi Meir, sadly switch sides. Okay, what can you do? He believes tefillin really have to be worn all the time. B'vakasha. Correct the Gemara one more. Well, Rabbi Yehuda. Now we're going to get to the similar question, but even worse trouble now. More trouble coming. According to Rabbi Yehuda, the Omer Shnei Ksuvim B'Hem Ke'echad Melamdin. Rabbi Yehuda, we're going to see it trouble deep. Rabbi Yehuda believes Shnei Ksuvim B'Hem Ke'echad are Melamdin. So according to Rabbi Yehuda, when you have the two Ksuvim, there is no, does make a difference the fact that it's written again twice. V'tfilin mitzvah shelo ezman groma. Wow. He also believes that tefillin is lo ezman groma. Rabbi Yehuda will tell you, put it in tefillin on Shabbos. Michael and Meimar. Now we're really stuck. Right? Why? Because what are you going to do? Because mitzad you can learn from here, right? Tefillin is not a source, right? So you're going to tell me Re'iyah? No. Why should you prefer Re'iyah over Hakel and Matzah? You can learn from 2, right? Just you can learn from 1. So what's the preference of one over the other, right? According to Rabbi Yehuda, life is bad. Because tefillin switch sides. I don't care if they switch sides actually. Why? Because Hakel and Matzah, you can learn from them. Yes, melamdin. And why is Re'iyah better than them? Fair competition. Which one is exempt? Which one is exception to the rule? Which one is the rule? Answers the Gemara. Mishum da'avoy matzah. Simche! Back to Simcha. The joy is back. The hakel shloisha ksuvim b'hem ke'echad. Shloisha ksuvim b'hem ke'echad en melamdin. This is a good story here. The return of remember one of the protagonists in the story at the beginning of the novel, we killed him straight away. He's back to life to save the whole town. Look, Simcha. Remember what we said about Simcha at the beginning of the sugya? You can't learn from Simcha to anybody else. Why? Because Simcha's Chag, we said, is really only for men to make the wives happy. Very big mitzvah. It doesn't represent, not the women have to. Says the Gemara, Rabbi Yehuda doesn't believe in it. Rabbi Yehuda believes that Simcha is an individual mitzvah for the women, and therefore you have 3 mitzvahs: Simcha, Hakel, and Matzah. 3 mitzvahs. The Torah repeats itself 3 times to tell me women are chayev, women are chayev, women are chayev. There's a limit. twice, you can say, the Torah gets elaborate. Yeah. Let's say somebody wants to tell you something. Yeah. Let's say somebody's a neg. Imagine yourself a neg, a guy who negs you. Doesn't exist. But let's just imagine neggy people. Let's say the guy reminds you once to give an example. I don't know. So to lock the door of the house. Yeah. Lock the door once, twice. That's not a neg. 3 times, that's already a neg. Yeah. 3 times, I don't have to hear it. Right. In other words, if the Torah is telling me again and again and again, 3 times the Torah is telling me, must be that this is already so much, it's clearly coming to tell me that they're not melamdim on the rest of the Torah and they're closed in their own little bubble over here. Therefore, because simcha matzah are 3 ksuvim b'hem ke'echad, very good. Those 3 are all in their own cage. They don't teach me about anybody else. Tefillin could be also with them, even more, Pseder. But he's only one, Re'iyah. That's why I will learn from Re'iyah, and I will not learn from those 3. Says the Ritva, hey, did we forget the bottom part? No, says the Ritva. Look how nice. There we also have 3. If you're not a follower of Rabbi Yochanan ben Broika, you have 3. Torah, Pirviri, Pidin, Ben are 3. Can you count? 1, 2, 3. Torah, Pirviri, Pidin, Ben are 3 psukim that tell me that women are exempt from mitzvah sese shelo yazman groma. But that's 3 times an exception to the rule, and the rule is learned from Moira, in which what a woman has to, yes, be mechaber her parents, and that shows me a woman has to be mekayem all mitzvah sese shelo yazman groma. And these 3 are 2. Look how nice. 3, 3, 1 and 1, because tefillin are out. Yeah, Re'iyah and Moira. Very nice. We are done. Baruch Hashem. Baruch Hashem. I'm okay to hear your questions if you want. Oh, tefillin really switch sides. Tefillin switch sides here. According to Amir and Rabbi Yehuda, tefillin switch sides. I don't care. 4 is even more. Yes. 3 means 3 or more. The more the Torah negs you, the more it shows that it's not about the rest. It's only this. It's more like it's you pointing in the plate. This white plate. This white plate. It's showing me more. This excluding others. Yeah, in my moshel. So tefillin moved here. So you have here 1 riyah that represents everyone. They're closed up in their own place, and the same thing over here. Lamaitze, we don't hold by them anyway. No, we don't, because last time I checked, I think I have to remember. Last Shabbos, I don't think we put on my tefillin. No, am I? Yeah, I don't think we put. In other words, we don't follow Rabbi Yehuda and Rabbi Meir. We do not put tefillin in Shabbos, and therefore we actually can learn simply that since tefillin are since tefillin la halacha is azman gromo, so either we learn from tefillin simply because they are closed, they are shnei ksuvim v'hem ke'echad, or we learn from tefillin behekesh with tefillin kol Torah kula. Special hekesh, the tefillin, they happen to be the crown. They teach us for the whole Torah. They are reflecting on the entire Torah. Just like tefillin azman groma, women are exempt. So too, other mitzvahs azman groma, women are exempt. They don't have to sit in a sukkah. They don't have to take the lulav. And if they want to, it's very nice. They can listen to the shofar, is accepted, very nice. But they're not, mechuyev, definitely not as much as the men. You can ask your questions. B'simche. After Shiur. Or correct the mistake I made. It's not so crucial, but it is a mistake. According to Amir and Rabbi Yehuda, tefillin moved from here to here. In other words, the bottom 2 are ein hazman gromo. They believe that tefillin women are exempt from, for sure. However, they believe that the mitzvah that the women are exempt from is what? Tefillin is not hazman groma, like pidin ben, like pir v'river, like Torah. Tefillin is also not time related. Yeah, that blue arrow is Ramein Rabbi Yehuda. They believe tefillin apply all the time, 24/7. You have to put them in tefillin, except for when you go to toilet. All the time you have to put it. Women are exempt, but it doesn't represent anything. Why? As the Ritva said, this is also shlosh ksuvim b'hem ke'echad. Ben melamdin, they don't teach about anybody else. Now, you wanted to suggest maybe according to Rabbi Yehuda, with the Rabbanon, you don't wear tefillin on Shabbos. First of all, I don't know if it's true. And even if it is, it doesn't matter. We're not learning here Hilchas tefillin the Raisa the Rabbanon. The whole limud year is the Oraisa. We are now learning, are women chayv mid the Oraisa b'mitzvah seseh shazman groma or not? So if later on Chazal came and changed the mitzvah, by the way, I don't think you're right anyways, but even if you were, it doesn't make a difference. because we're learning now the oraisa. We're using the mitzvahs not in a practical way. We use them as examples. Is the Torah in the level of Torah, not Rabbanon? Is the Torah teaching me that women are exempt from mitzvah shazaman groma or not? And if no, then where from? Really? Moment, soapbox moment. Yes, I saw this Pachkavil once. Just to do related to what we just learned now. I saw a certain, the Pachkavilim, the distance between them and halacha, good halacha with good sources, is very, very far. A guy decides that everyone has to do something, so everyone has to do it. So then they brought down in this Pachkavil all kinds of quotes from opinions that are not la halacha, and they said, yeah, it's not la halacha, but can you ignore these opinions? You can't ignore these opinions, and you have to follow them. That's nonsense. Whether the guy's right or wrong about this topic, which I don't go into, is one issue. We in halacha we are mitalem constantly from opinions that are not accepted right from the beginning of halacha till today. You mitalem from Bet Shammai, you mitalem from Mein Rabbi Yehuda, Malacha Elion who don't understand. We follow halacha one way, and we unfortunately have to not cancel, just not follow the opinions of Mein Rabbi Yehuda. So they say you have to put the tefillin in Shabbos, and we follow the opinions of 98% of Utanoim who said otherwise, and we don't put tefillin in Shabbos. Finished. We don't have to try and make everyone one big happy family here. Yeah. Do you follow the opinions of the Rambam in all kinds of things? You don't. Do you read? Does the Baal Koira and Yeshul read the Targum and Shabbos? No, he doesn't, because they follow the Rambam and we don't. The Rambam was Malach Elokim. Good, but we follow the Yosef Karo. Right. Says the Gemara, now the Gemara is quoting another part of the Mishnah. The Chol mitzvahs lo yisaseh, mitzvahs lo yisaseh, whether it's a zman groma or not, mitzvahs lo yisaseh, a prohibition, a lav, a no, a negative commandment. Women are, said the lashon of the Mishnah was, women are chayov voice. Chayovus already holds within it two messages. Echad hanoshim chayovin, because men and women are equally chayav. Chayav means women should not do it, and chayav also means that if they do it, they get punished. Yeah, the classical punishment for a lav, unless known otherwise, is malchus. If a woman breaks a lav, she's chayav malchus just like a man. If she's more gentle and frail, there's a doctor there in BSD Men, seriously, and he assesses her how much she can take the malchus. If she can only take 9 malchus, we'll give her 9. That's besides the point. But conceptually, men and women, when it comes to lo ta'aseh, they are absolutely equals. How do you know? What do you mean, how do you know? The question is as follows. Normally, when you read the Torah, Torah always talks to men. Yeah, lo sirtzach, lo sinaf, lo signo. It doesn't say lo sirtzichi. Yeah, so how do you know the women are also included? Simple question. Yeah, how do you know that if you read Hebrew well? Yeah, right? The instructions relate to both genders, men and women, even though it's written only in male language. Yeah. But we have to know, how do we know that? How do we know that these things apply to men and women as well? Sometimes, by the way, the Torah specifically says that it's chayv, that a woman is chayv. I want to say this now, it will appear in Tosfos later. Let's say a man and woman who are mezane eshes ish, the eshes ish and her very lewd friend, yeah, friend, yeah, what about them? It says moisium so anoeth anoethis. It says outright, both men and women, they have to die, yeah, bechenek. But when it doesn't say it, how do you know that it applies to men and women? Omar Rav Yehuda Omar Rav, B'chen Tana Dever Bishmoel. In Yeshiva of Bishmoel they say the same. Omar Ko, it says in the pasuk, Isha ki yasu mikol chatos ha'odom. So that pasuk, the pasuk itself there in Parshas Nesoi, yeah, in Bamidbar, Chumash Bamidbar, the second parsha in Bamidbar, the Torah there talks about korban asham, which we learned about extensively in Bava Metzia. If a person, yeah, is chayiv Asham, because let's say he lied to his friend, or Me'ila, one of the two. Yeah, Asham Me'ilos, Asham Gzelois. The Asham requires that besides the Korban Asham, which is adult ram, you have to bring to Beis Hamikdash, you also bring the Choimesh, the extra fifth, which is really an extra fourth, and it says there, Ish or Isha. But the Torah doesn't say Isha, bring the Korban. The Pasuk is like a preface, is like an introduction. Listen to the words. Isha, kiyasu mikol chatois ha'odom. Yeah? Although the context is a korban, but the Torah is using a very broad language. A man or a woman who may commit yasu any hate of Adam. Adam is a general word for men and women. Adam, men and women. Isha, that sin, they have to bear the consequences. So because the Torah is using that extra language, Ishva, Kosov, Isha La'ish, L'chol Einshim Shabbatayra. The Torah is comparing Isha to Ish and Isha together. Isha is compared to a man. Kol Einshim Shabbatayra, Einshim Shabbatayra, which means she is not allowed to do whatever a man is not allowed to do. By the way, there are 3 exceptions we saw in the Mishnah. We'll talk about it later. Most mitzvahs lotas apply to women. With Einshim, she has to bear the consequences. The regular one is Malkois. Sometimes it's Chiyuv Misa, v'chulei. Now comes a second, it's not a second opinion. It sounds like it is, but it's not. Now we're expanding it to other areas of halacha. The comparison between men and women is now taking, one step further. The Rabbi Eliezer Tana, in the Yeshiva of Eliezer, they learned the following. Omar Ko, Asher Tosim Lifneihem. What are we going to read in a few weeks' time? Not so many weeks from now. Yeah, Mishpatim. The very famous, the beginning of Mishpatim, the famous line, Elo Mishpatim, Ve'elo Mishpatim, Asher Tosim Lifneihem. These are the Mishpatim. Mishpatim, Parshas Mishpatim, not exclusively, but a lot of Parshas Mishpatim deals with what? With Mominus. Mishpatim, by definition, is Mishpat, Beit Mishpat, Beis Din, where people deal with Mominus. And it says, Tosim Lifneihem. What's Lifneihem? Plural, them, meaning not Lefonov, men and women. Ish v'kosov, ish alish lechol dinim shabatoyro. Dinim means monetary laws, things to do, the finances with money. There, except for Yerusha, maybe men and women are absolutely equal, all the same. Not to steal, ribis, it's all the same. In the business world, a man and a woman are exactly the same, and we know that from Tosim. Place the dinei Torah lifneihem. Don't go to a goyish court, right? Lifneihem, lifnei the people, and lifnei the dayanim who deal with men and women. The Vechiz Ketana, third one. It says now another pasuk that compares the man and the woman mefuresh. Omar Kro, it says in the pasuk, the hemis ish or isha. This pasuk is talking about a bull or a dog. It's a shor nogach, which is a shor muad. What's a shor muad? He gored already 3 times or twice. He gored 3 times, and it's been 3 times too much. And now this person, this bull, he killed Lolenu. He killed a man or a woman. So shor muad, there was nogeach. He has to pay koifer. Yeah, you kill him already the first time, but if he managed to run away twice from being killed, and he killed already, and now as a shor muad he killed, and as a shor muad he killed the 3rd time. Now what does he have to do? The owner has to pay koifer. The shor muad has to pay koifer if he killed. Now, yes, he has to pay the amount of money. I answered the question. That's the question. If for the first time he kills a person, you kill the bull, how did he manage to do it 3 times? There are a few answers in the Gemara in Bava Kama. The one which I remember the most, the only one I remember straight away, is he ran away. They judged him already, or they made him, and he ran. He ran every time. He's a runaway criminal, don't you know? You don't know such people personally, but you've heard all. No, the bull ran away. The bull ran away 3 times, yeah. And every time he gored a person, and the 3rd time, you say not only you have to kill him again, I'm joking here, you have to kill him, you also now have to pay the full amount of what? You have to pay the value of the victim. Or, there's another opinion there, Bava Kama, you have to pay the value of the owner of the bull, because it's kapara. Yes, you're looking very perplexed now. You don't kill the owner. No, all of you must be momoin. No. No, you don't kill the owner. You kill him with money, which means he has to pay the koifer. No. And he's also chai b'din shamayim is chai misa. No, he's not. No, you don't kill the owner of a shor nogach even after 100 times. No. Weiter. It's not so much the topic, right? No. Gambe all of you doesn't mean no 1,000,000%. That much I know. No. Gambe all of you has a few meanings. Either b'momoin, you charge. That's exactly what we're learning now. Yeah. Or you must. Somebody upstairs will make sure b'din shamayim. I'm not just missing b'din shamayim or lamabo, but you must up there, not down here. No. In any event, we see outright the Torah says a man or a woman that were gored by the shor, the owner of the shor muad lenegichos of Adam, he has to die, whether either if he killed a man or a woman. Hishva kosu isha leish lechol misas shebatoira, which means if a person killed a man and a person killed a woman, the punishment of the person would be the same. L'chol misa shebaTorah doesn't mean that they get the same misa. It's true, by the way, but they will learn already from Einshin. In other words, a man smoked on Shabbos. What does he get? Which Einish? Skila. A woman smoked on Shabbos. We say, no, she doesn't. No. We give her skila just the same. But that's not what we'll learn right now. That we'll learn at the beginning from Einshin. Here we're learning that a guy who murdered a woman and a guy who murdered the man, they get the same Einish. Yeah. A murderer gets, if I'm not mistaken, chenek. Yeah. Chenek. Yeah. No, saif. Who gets saif? Rotzeach and Nidachas. I think saif. Rotzeach gets saif. In any event, that's what we're learning here. So we're basically talking about three things. Men and women have the same chiyuvim regarding mitzvahs lo taseh. Men and women are absolutely equal when it comes to monetary laws. Don't steal, don't kill, the chem, whatever. The whole above a kam of matilva basra applies to men and women equally. Yeah. And also, if one harmed a man or a woman, he gets the same punishment. Whether it's a shor, and shor teaches me the general idea. If I smacked a woman, if I killed a man, if I smack the man or smack the woman, kill the man, kill the woman, it's all the same. The question is, why did you have to tell me all these three? Why can't we just say very nicely, men and women are equal for everything, except for Azman Groma, and finish the story? Why did we need three different psukim, each one telling me another area of halacha, right, regarding another area of halacha, that men and women are equal? What for? Answers the Gemara. Diyashmin and Hachkamaisa. Had you only told me that Kamaisa is the first part of the first memra we had, the first brisa was Einshin, punishment, but the context was kapara, if you noticed. I told you that. The context of the pasuk is about the korban. If the woman stole and she lied about it and she swore about it, a woman, the same story we had in Bava Metzia like 500 times. Somebody stole or held back someone's money, or he found a lost object, and then he lied about it, then was taken to court and he swore with all his heart about shekel, and then he admitted. What does he have to do? Choimesh ve'osham. I kept saying he. Well, the same thing is regarding a she. It's the same. Says the Gemara, I would have said, Deishmin and Hachkamaisa, had you only told me the first case, the first halacha of her having to bring a korban, mishum kapara chas rachmone Allah. Because of kapara, the Torah is being merciful to her and saying, that lady, oi, let's have rachmanus on her, have kapara, allow her, give her a chance to bring a korban, or I would say even to be punished, right? To be punished is also a kapara. If she gets malchus, it's good for her, because in Olam Haba she'll be in a much better place. Tosis is asking a brilliant question here, which I'll get to soon. Aval dinin, but that's very nice when it's her own personal journey to Hashem. No, get the kapara, get the korban, get the lashes, be a good girl take it like a man. We tell the woman, get the punishment of the korban, it's really good for you, you get kapara. Aval dinin, when it comes to the business world, I would have said, Ema, I would have still thought, even after learning the Parshas Korban, I would have still entertained the thought, Ish debal masa umatan in, Isha loy. Yeah, traditionally, men are more into business than women. So maybe all the halachas to do with chosh and mishpat apply to men and not to women. That's what I would have thought, right? And now I'll still continue. The iyashmin and ho. On the other hand, okay, so why don't you tell me only the pasuk of mishpatim that men and women are equal when it comes to financial chosh and mishpat, even though women are less common in the world of commerce? Okay, that's a chiddush. So why don't you only say that? Why do you have to talk about that's the koifer? I would say mishum dechiyusahi. Of course, you have to have women under the law of chosh and mishpat, because that's her life. Says Rashi, what's her life? Because some women do business. Her husband is Baruch Hashem sitting learning in Koilel. She has to have a shop, and also women have to buy. She buys food for Shabbos tomorrow, right? So since women do have to buy and sell, that's their life. What do you mean that's their life? Let's say women would be exempt for dinim. Let's would be so nice to women, would say women can steal. Nobody would buy from her. Nobody would want to sell her. Says Rashi, everyone would steal from her. And also she would steal from everyone. The hakol b'deli nimena. Nobody want to do business with her. Oh, a woman? Oh, I don't do business with her. Yeah, because why? She can steal from me. I can steal from her. No. I don't want to deal with that, right? So in order to allow women, yes, to be in the business world, we have to allow them to the laws of Gneva, V'Gzela, and everything else should apply to them. Aval Koifer. Oh, so Toises, let's look at the last Toises. Very, very, very interesting Toises. Mishum kapor chas rachmon alei. I'm going one step backwards. What did we say in the Gemara? Havamina that women, when it comes to the korban, to the kapara, the Torah rachmanos on them, but the business, no. Frek Toises, what are you talking about? Before we started, when we were in the two dots at the beginning of the sugya, what did we think? That all these laws of the Torah apply only to men and not to women. So I would have thought that women can do many, many things and not be punished and get away with murder. What do you mean it's kaporo? Frek Toises v'in toimar kol sheken dim lo nichtava. If a woman would not have been written in the parsha of the korban, chasalet fei, the Torah is more rachmanus on her, then alalo oinish v'lo chet. She has no punishment and no chet. In the Havamina, we'd think that a woman is allowed to steal. A woman can swear l'sheker. She can do whatever she wants, free range. She can do whatever she wants. More rachmanus. Yeah, you're telling me, think I have rachmanus on her to have kapara. What does she need kapara for? Yeah, I don't need kapara if I go to the cemetery. You know that. But friend the Kohen, you do. I'm sure you don't do that. Yeah. So I'm in a way better than you. I don't have the headache of not going to the cemetery, and I don't need kapara if I did. I never clapped on Yom Kippur. I clapped on many things. I never clapped. Oh, I went to the basic kapara. What do you want? Yeah. So why are you telling me you're creating a chiyuv and you're telling me I'm being nice to her? Exempt her completely and don't be nice to her. The Yesh Loimer answer to us is brilliant, and I hinted to the answer before. The Mikol Makoim still, nevertheless, Itzrich Kaporo. Sometimes women are clearly under the harsh law of BSD, such as by Arayas. I told you, an Eshesish and her friend, Lo Aleinu. Yeah, the Menuvol and the Eshesish, what's with them? So since sometimes women are clearly mentioned as bar chiyuv, even in Havamim we know that, because sometimes women are chayvs, such as by Arayas, and I would have said, a woman doesn't have a chance to bring kapara. Let's say a woman did Eshesish by mistake. I'm not laughing. Let's say she didn't know it's Ostor. Chilonit, she didn't know it's Ostor. Or she thought it's her husband. That's misasik. Whatever. She needs a korban. No, I'm saying, oh, that's a kapara. It's very good. She feels guilty. She feels terrible. She did an avera. So now, who told you she did an avera? The Torah did. Because then the woman is mentioned mefurash. So now the fact that she can bring a korban is very good relief for her, not just emotionally. She's really miskaper on an averas that are written regarding her. And that we know from korban Osham, says. But now, continues the Gemara, Aval Koifer. Oh, so now, we know the 2 out of 3 already we figured out. Number 1, to say that a woman has chiyuvim and kaporos, we know that where from. We know it's from the Korban Osham, Pashas Nisoi. Women have all the mitzvahs to say Lo Zman Groma, most of them apply to her, Lo Zman Groma, and Zman Groma. Mitzvah Loitase. All mitzvahs Loitase apply to them. Secondly, the second thing, business is business. You can't say that a woman should steal or not steal. She should not steal, and no, everybody can steal from her. No, says the Torah Parshas Mishpatim, milifneihem, men and women. What about the third one? Aval koifer. Even after we know that, when it comes to paying the shor gored a man or a woman, the Torah still has to speak it out. Why? Ema, I would have still thought, even in that stage, Ema ish the bar mitzvahs in ish aloi. A man, has an advantage over a woman. A man has many more mitzvahs that he has to do more than a woman. It says that if a man or a woman, their lives are in danger, not in the captivity. Captivity, you go for the woman first. But if a man and a woman are in life danger, you help the man first if everything else is equal. Then you help the man first because there's Mekayim or mitzvahs. The mitzvahs, he'll be Mekayim or more than the woman. So you help the man get out of the fire, out of the water before the woman. You help her afterwards. So I would have thought, I would have said if a show gored a man and a woman, maybe it's not the same. Because maybe her life are not as valuable as his because she's not Mekayim mitzvahs as much as him. The Iyashmuin and Ho, that's what the Torah has to tell me. Isha, the shore gored a man or woman, really they're the same. Again, the Iyashmuin and Ho. On the other hand, had the Torah only told me men and women are equal when it comes to goring or any other form of killing, I would have said, what? It's human life. Jewish, human life. Even neshama, somebody killed a man, killed a woman. Of course that you have to treat them very harshly. Those who killed a woman, it's chiyus ibn neshama. The Torah is rachmanus. When it comes to business, oh, let her not do business. She living at home very nicely. I don't know, paint pictures, yeah. Or what? When it comes to oinshim, don't punish her. Sricha, emaloi, sricha. That's why we need to mention all three. Men and women are equal regarding what? Again, women became like men. In other words, halachically, when it comes to averos of lotaseh, all of them, almost all of them, regarding the business world, and regarding also la gneva, la koshen mishpat, there's a not oinshin. It's a money thing, yeah. And the third thing is regarding what? Killing. If somebody killed a man, killed a woman. If somebody killed a gourd, you sure gored a girl, a boy, or even harmed him. The halacha is exactly the same. Yeah, a dog bit a boy or a dog bit a girl. I'm talking Ramad B'Teresh, then it's all the same. Vital, vital, vital. Now we come to the exceptions to the rule. Puts me. There are three avayres that do not apply to women. There are three things that for you and I are an avera, and for the noshim, for the vibe, is not an avera. Bal takif, bal tachris, bal titom alemesim, which means bal takif. The Torah tells us that a person, not a person actually, a man is not allowed to be makif es roishoy, lo takif es roishcho. What is lehakif? To circumvent, to circulate, yeah, to create like a round kind of thing. Yeah, hakofa, like a kofa in the traditional holiday of Simchas Torah. A kofa. Lo takif es roishchem. There are other opinions, but the way Rashi views it is a person is not allowed to cut either with tar or without a tar. In any way that you really cut the hair, like seriously, like the hair doesn't, that there's not enough hair that the top will touch the bottom, like you can fold it. Yeah, it's really tight. It's very, very short. Any area that's makif, well, my hair is not exactly an amazing hairline. Yeah, but from here around your temple all the way to the back of the ear, right? If you make that equal, meaning you cut off the entire payas area, yeah, you create like the priests in all those, right? In all these picture books, you see them, right? In other words, if you're makif, you make like a straight hairline to create like one round circular thing. According to Rashi, that's Avera. According to many other Rishonim, the Isser is actually to remove the payas. There's a question here, how much? We're not learning the details right now. But loitakif payas, the corner of your head. What's about tashchis? The beard, you're not allowed to cut, but that's not the same. You're not allowed to shave your beard with tar, with razor, whatever that means. Yeah, tashchis, ashchoso. There are two conditions, only something that is sharp and is tight. Some shavers also is not so pashut, but these are the isurim. Those isurim do not apply to women, which means a woman is allowed to shave her hair. A woman is allowed to shave the sides of her hair. She can shave the entire head, such as the meaning of Satmar and other Hungarian Hasidistas. Yeah, to shave the hair is okay for women. A woman also, if she happens to have a beard or a little bit of a beard, yeah, they have sometimes a bit of hair. She's allowed to shave it with tar, no problem. What's the third one? Bal titome lemesim. A woman who's a kohenes is allowed to go to the cemetery. She can go daven all day long. She can go to the best friend's levaya, lo aleinu. Can go to the levaya of the chayal from Gaza, Shem Yikom Domam. Yeah, and b'chule b'chule. So these three things don't apply to women, even though it's a lo ta'aseh. Obviously, the question is why, and we will in Mitzvah Hashem learn this on Sunday. Bezos Hashem, atzlocho brocho. Thank you. May Hashem bring us shalom, atzlocho, brocho, love to the entire world. To the entire world, love to the world. I mean those who follow Hashem, which Mitzvah Hashem will be everybody soon when Mashiach comes and do dinim and show us the truth. Atzlocho brocho. Thank you so much. We are now then in Daf Lamed Hey Amud Beis, Sunday Lamed Hey Amud Beis from 2 dots. Thank you and have a good Shabbos. Thank you to everybody on YouTube and on Torah Anytime. Thank you for staying and being with us and listening to us and watching us. May Hashem be with you.